Do you believe this? Most people over 65 do not grow weak because of age, but because of one common mistake repeated every single day. We usually think, of course, legs get weaker with age. But that is only half the truth. There are men and women in their 80s who still walk miles, drive themselves to the market, and even join light sports. Meanwhile, many people just past 60 already struggle with stairs, push off the chair with their hands, and sometimes wobble when they walk. So what creates such a huge difference? It is not the number written on a birth certificate. It is the way we live, the way we eat, and the habits we repeat every single day. The biggest mistake is this. Too many people accept a dangerous belief. I am old, so of course I will get weak. Nothing can change that. That belief makes us give up on our legs. We stop caring for them, and slowly they lose strength. But stop and think for a moment. If you believe weak legs are just part of aging, you will surrender too easily. You will ignore nutrition. You will move less, and you will accept fatigue and imbalance as normal. The truth is, weak legs are not destiny. They are the result of repeating the wrong habits. And here is the good news. You can change it. You do not need brutal workouts. You do not need harsh diets. Just a few small shifts in what you eat, how you move, and how you rest can keep your legs strong for years. Strong enough to walk confidently without fear of falling. Strong enough to enjoy life's simple joys. Strolling with your grandkids through the park, caring for your own garden, or traveling with friends without worrying that your legs will give out. So here's the real question. What is the common mistake most people over 65 make? And what simple, everyday habits can you start right now to keep your legs steady and strong, no matter your age? Let's uncover the truth together in this video. And you may be surprised at just how real it is. Do you sometimes feel you cannot walk as quickly as before? Just a few steps up the stairs. And suddenly your breath is heavy, your heart races, your legs feel weighed down. Or when you sit in a low chair, you need to push with your hands just to stand up again. And maybe what worries you most is the trembling, the loss of balance when walking across a slippery floor, or when stepping over uneven sidewalks. You are not alone. Millions of people over 65 experience the very same things. At first, it is only brief, a little fatigue, a little strain. But gradually, you begin to avoid walking long distances. You avoid stairs. You even limit going outside. And that avoidance only makes the muscles weaken faster. It is a dangerous cycle. The biggest danger is not just the tiredness itself, but the risks that follow. Statistics from the CDC show that falls are the #1 cause of serious injuries in older adults. And just one hip fracture can completely change your life. Studies reveal this shocking fact. Within 1 year after a hip fracture, up to 20% of seniors do not survive due to complications. And among those who do survive, most never return to independent living. Imagine this. Instead of walking freely through your neighborhood, you rely on a cane or someone else's arm. Instead of enjoying a family vacation with your grandchildren, you live in fear that one small trip could leave you in the hospital for months. This is not just the loss of muscle strength. It is the loss of freedom, of confidence, of joy in later life. I share this not to frighten you, but to remind you. This condition can change. The truth is, many people accept weak legs and the fear of falling as inevitable, but they do not realize they can take control. You do not need miracles. You do not need complicated solutions, just different choices. Eating right, moving right, resting enough. That is how you break the cycle. That is how you turn it around. And starting right now, I will share with you practical, simple, science-backed solutions. These are the keys to stronger, steadier legs, so aging no longer means weakness or dependence. Solution 1. The right protein. Think back to your last breakfast. Maybe it was just a quick cup of coffee, a slice of bread, or a light bowl of porridge. It feels easy, light, simple, but it is missing the single most important factor for strong legs: protein. I once met a 72-year-old woman living in Texas. Every morning she had one egg, a little salmon, or Greek yogurt. Some thought she was being too picky, but because of this habit, she still walks 2 miles every morning, keeps her own garden, and takes care of her grandchild without needing a cane. She told me, "I see protein as the cement that keeps the frame of my house standing strong." And she is right. Muscles are the frame that lets us move. Science confirms it. The Journal of Nutrition published that adults over 65 need about 1.0 to 1.2 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight each day to prevent muscle loss. That means if you weigh 70 kilograms, about 154 pounds, you need at least 70 to 84 grams of protein daily. But in reality, many older adults eat barely half that amount. The result? The body does not have enough raw material to rebuild muscle, and the legs grow weak much faster. Protein works like bricks for your muscles. Every time you walk, exercise, or simply stand up from a chair, your muscle fibers face tiny stress and micro tears. Your body needs protein to repair and renew them. Without it, muscles shrink, leaving you tired, weak, and unsteady. The good news is this: you do not need to eat a giant steak every day to get enough protein. There are plenty of rich, easy-to-eat options perfect for older adults. Eggs, salmon, sardines, chicken breast, lentils, and high-protein yogurt. Even one egg with a little canned fish or Greek yogurt at breakfast gives your legs the building blocks they need to stay strong. Another important point: spread your protein throughout the day. Most people eat too little protein at breakfast and overload at dinner, but older bodies cannot absorb as efficiently as before. The best way is to balance it: 20 to 30 grams of protein at each main meal. That way, your muscles always have fuel to repair, never starved. Remember this: aging does not mean losing muscle. It only means lacking protein and lacking the right attention. Start today, and within just 1 week, you will notice the difference. Standing up feels easier, climbing stairs feels lighter, and your legs feel stronger, more steady beneath you. Solution 2: vitamin D and sunshine. I once met a gentleman in Florida during a community event. He was 78 years old, hair completely white, moving slowly, yet his legs were still surprisingly strong. When asked about his secret, he simply smiled and said, "Every morning I spend 15 minutes on my porch, letting the sun touch my skin." It sounded simple, but in reality, that habit gave him one of the most powerful tools for strong legs: vitamin D from sunlight. Vitamin D is called the sunshine vitamin, and it is absolutely essential for keeping both bones and muscles strong. According to the CDC, vitamin D deficiency is one of the leading causes of muscle weakness and osteoporosis in older adults. Without enough vitamin D, calcium cannot be absorbed effectively. Bones become brittle and prone to fractures. Muscles lose strength. Think of vitamin D as a bridge. You can eat calcium-rich foods, drink milk, even take calcium supplements. But without vitamin D, your body cannot use most of that calcium. The bones do not get nourished. The muscles do not get supported. And your legs grow weaker. Research proves the connection. A report in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition showed that older adults with low vitamin D levels have twice the risk of falling compared to those with healthy levels. And the danger does not just come from weaker bones, but from reduced balance and muscle strength. So, how do you get more vitamin D? The good news is your body can make it. All it takes is sunlight on your skin. You do not need to spend hours outside. Just 10 to 15 minutes in the morning sun, while it is still gentle, is enough for your body to produce the vitamin D you need for the day. For those living in areas with little sunlight or long winters, turn to vitamin D-rich foods like fatty fish, salmon, sardines, eggs, or take supplements as advised by your doctor. The most important thing, do not underestimate sunshine. Many older adults avoid going out because they fear sun damage or simply because staying indoors feels easier. But one small habit, opening the window, sitting on the porch, or walking through the garden each morning, can make a huge difference for your legs and for your overall health. Imagine this. Instead of trembling with each step, you feel steady, confident, secure. All thanks to the gentle sunlight of the morning, giving your legs more years of strength. Solution 3. Simple resistance training. I once joined a fitness class designed just for older adults at a community center. There was a group of men and women all in their 70s, and here's the surprising part. They were not lifting heavy weights or using fancy machines. Instead, the entire group used a chair. They practiced sitting down and standing up 10 to 15 times, then rest. It looked simple, but within weeks, many of them could stand without using their hands, climb stairs without getting winded, and most importantly, walk with more confidence. This is the power of resistance training. It simply means making your muscles work against some form of force. For younger people, that might mean barbells at the gym. But for those over 65, resistance can come from very simple things. Your own body weight, a light resistance band, or even a water bottle held in your hand. Science is clear about its benefits. According to the National Institute on Aging, older adults who do resistance training at least twice a week can cut their risk of falling by up to 30%. Not only that, they also improve bone density, joint flexibility, and balance. In other words, just a few minutes of practice each day becomes an investment in years of safety for your legs. You do not need to start with difficult exercises. Try the sit-to-stand exercise with a chair. Place a sturdy chair behind you. Sit down, then stand up again. Repeat 10 times. This move strengthens the thighs and hips, the key muscles for steady legs. Or try heel raises. Stand near a wall or chair for balance. Lift your heels, then lower them slowly. This simple move builds calf strength, improving stability with every step. For more variety, use a resistance band around your knees. Practice leg openings or side steps. These small, controlled moves make hips stronger, joints more flexible, and reduce fall risk. The most important factor is not how long you train, but how consistently you train. Just 10 to 15 minutes a day, or 2 to 3 times a week, can create real changes. After 2 to 3 months, many people find they stand up more easily, walk farther without fatigue, and most importantly, feel more confident when they move. Remember this: muscles are like a savings account. If you leave it untouched, it slowly drains over time. But invest a little every day through simple resistance exercises, and your strength account grows. It keeps your legs steady and buys you true freedom in later life. Solution 4. Deep, restful sleep. I remember a story about a man in his 70s living in California. He had always been strong, walking with friends every morning. But then something changed. His legs felt heavy. Climbing stairs made them tremble. Even walking around the house left him tired. At first, he thought it was just old age, but when he visited his doctor, the cause was not diet, not exercise. It was sleep. He often stayed up late, slept lightly, and rarely experienced deep rest. Once he made changes, going to bed earlier, keeping his room cool, cutting out late coffee. Within weeks, his legs felt lighter and his stamina returned. It sounds simple, but there is strong science behind it. According to Harvard Medical School, deep sleep is when the body releases the highest levels of growth hormone. This is the golden key, the signal that allows muscles to repair and rebuild after a day of activity. Without enough sleep, the body never gets the chance to fix the tiny tears in your muscles. Over time, they weaken, and your legs lose strength. Poor sleep also damages balance. Studies show older adults who sleep poorly have a higher risk of falling. The brain and nervous system do not get enough rest to process signals from the body. Even one bad night of sleep can reduce your balance and slow your reflexes. So how do you get deeper, better sleep? Here are a few simple but powerful habits. Go to bed and wake up at the same time every day. Your body learns its rhythm and slips into rest more easily. Keep your room cool and quiet. The ideal temperature is around 65 to 68 degrees Fahrenheit, or about 18 to 20 degrees Celsius. Avoid caffeine and alcohol at night. Both make sleep lighter and more fragmented. Relax before bed. Instead of watching TV or scrolling your phone, try reading a light book or listening to calm music. Deep sleep is not just rest. It is silent training for your muscles. Every night you sleep well, you are giving your legs new strength to carry you tomorrow. Imagine waking up refreshed with legs that feel light and steady. That feeling is not far away. It is only one habit away. Sleeping deeply, sleeping enough, every single night. You have probably heard this phrase many times before. Weak legs are just part of getting old. There's no way to avoid it. But the truth is completely different. Recent studies show that most muscle weakness and loss of balance do not come from age itself. They come from losing the right habits. Think about it. Age is just a number. Habits are the real factor. If age alone were the culprit, why are there people in their 80s who still walk every day, some even jogging or cycling, while others in their early 60s already depend on a cane? The answer is clear. It is not age that steals your strength. It is a passive lifestyle, poor nutrition, and lack of sleep. This may sound surprising, but it also brings hope. Because if age is not the cause, it means you still have control. You cannot turn back the clock. But you can change what you eat. You can change how you move. You can change how you sleep. And in doing so, you give strength back to your legs. In other words, weakness is not destiny. It is just the result of wrong choices. And the moment you choose differently, your legs begin a new journey. A journey of strength, stability, and freedom, no matter your age. Close your eyes and imagine this. At 70 or 75, you are still holding your partner's hand, walking through the park. Your steps are slow, but steady. And you do not need a cane. You can still carry your own shopping bag, still tend your little garden, still laugh and play with your grandchildren, without feeling exhausted after just a few minutes. Most importantly, you can go anywhere you want, do anything you love, with strong, free legs. Your legs are not just a way to move. They are the key to freedom in later life. When your legs are strong, you remain independent, you stay confident, and you keep the joy of living. But when your legs grow weak, you lose more than muscle. You risk losing freedom, confidence, and precious experiences. And this is the moment to remember, the choice is in your hands. You can keep believing that aging means decline and let your body slip away. Or you can start today with a protein-rich breakfast, with a few minutes of gentle morning sunlight, with simple resistance exercises, and with a full, restful night's sleep. Small habits, done consistently, build great strength, and they will keep your legs steady for many more years. Aging is not the end. It can be the brightest chapter of your life, a time of wisdom, freedom, and joy, as long as your legs stay strong. So here we are. We have uncovered an important truth together. Weak legs do not come from age itself, but from daily habits, repeated over and over. And the best part? You can change them. All it takes are 4 small but powerful steps. Eat enough protein at every meal to feed your muscles. Step into the morning sun so your body makes its own vitamin D. Spend just a few minutes on simple resistance exercises at home. And most importantly, sleep deeply and fully so your body can rebuild muscle. 4 small habits. But when you keep them, they can mean the difference between a life of dependence and a life of freedom. I know, it is easy to give up and think it is too late. But trust me, the human body is more incredible than you realize. Even after 65, small changes today can bring visible results in just a few weeks. You will find yourself standing up more easily, climbing stairs with less effort, and walking more confidently each day. If you found this video helpful, hit the like button so I know you are with me. And do not forget to subscribe to the channel so you will not miss more secrets for living healthy and joyful in your golden years. Now let me ask you, out of these 4 habits, which one will you start with today? Share your answer in the comments, because your choice might inspire someone else to take their first step too. Here's my wish for you. May your legs always stay steady so that your later years become the most joyful season of your life.